Alright, what's up everybody? So here we go, we got the next boss in the Cove, right here. So this is the same team from the last boss of the Siren, except I switched out the Gravekeeper and the Vestal, I think. I think the other two, they just leveled up to level 3, so I couldn't take them. So I got some new ones with me. I believe the Hellion and the Man-at-Arms are the same. So we're just going through. The map looks pretty straightforward. Most oftentimes, I think for every single boss in Darkest Dungeon, the boss is always at the opposite end of the dungeon. So all the way, you just kitty corner diagonally, and that's where the boss should be. So we know that it's all the way at the far right. So here we got the first boss, and just like before, Hellion can probably one-hit KO either the swordsman or the mage, and we got a surprise going. So I know all four of my guys will be moving before any of theirs move. The zombie in the front, he's very dangerous just because he can explode and it will do damage to all 4 of my units, and it's very heavy damage. So I want to, although the mage is a priority, I think the zombie is also a priority. So that's why I had the Hellion go ahead and just do the one-hit KO to him, because I know that a combination of the Grey Robber and the Vestal can kill the mage. And then now for the next turn, we'll probably just be looking at taking care of the snail and the swordsman. So it's a pretty straightforward battle, just because we did get the surprise. Pretty lucky there. And I do have a trinket on my team that lets it, gives my team less likely to be surprised, just because I think surprise is when you get surprised, I think it's so devastating, because it shuffles your team, and then you have to spend turns reshuffling them, and then you gotta kill them. So I think most of the damage in dungeons comes from getting surprised. Yeah, so I think that trinket, it just saves so much HP if you don't get surprised. And whenever I think the trinket only minus 30% surprise, but I've never been surprised with it on. So the clam, I don't have a shovel, so I don't open it. I don't know what it does if you don't have a shovel, so I just don't risk it. And then right here we got another hallway battle. And the mage buffs the swordsman, and so all 3 of their members got to attack before I did. So then now this changes the strategy, just because now we can, so what I want to do is the Man-at-Arms is buff my speed, so in that way I have my turn right now, I gotta finish it out, and then I know that because I did buff my speed, I'll go ahead and move again before they do. So essentially I get 2 turns in a row, just because they all already went. So right there, I go ahead and target the mage down with the Grey Robber, and I think my plan was to use the throwing dagger and then the flashing daggers, because since I knew that my Grey Robber was going to move twice, I could go ahead and distribute the damage, and I wasn't pressed to destroy the mage on the first turn, just because he did already move. And then right here I just heal the Hellion a little bit, just because the battle's already over. It's just a matter of finishing off the fishman. I know I'm gonna move before he does, because like I said, I did get the speed buff, and yeah, so I figured I might as well just maximize my my turns and heal a little bit. It only does 2% or 2 HP, and we can see right there my Man-at-Arms does have vampiric spirits. It's just a disease. I didn't want to heal before I came into this battle, into this dungeon, and that minuses my debuff resist to 0. So if I fight any snails and they use their Brian ability, it's going to be a guaranteed minus dodge and minus speed. Here we go, classic party, 2 gunmen, 2 swordsmen of the human. They've been in Darkest Dungeon since forever, as far as I know. I only picked up this game in August though, so who knows. And so right here, both gunmen got shots off first, pretty devastating. I think there was 2 crits on that, I think, so that was pretty bad. The Vestal's hitting pretty strong today, even though I have a trinket that minuses 15% of her damage. So I'm pretty happy with her performance offensively as far as going right now. And like I said, I target down the 3rd one just because I know that the Hellion can go ahead and OHKO the 4th row. So Iron Swan just goes ahead and finishes them off, and that's thanks to the trinket that I have that adds 15% damage to her attacks. And here we go, I just buff the speed so that way I can get 2 turns in a row essentially. And then right here, I think I'm just deciding if I want to use Reposit or if I just want to go for straight damage. I think I go for damage because I thought that Reposit plus a dagger wouldn't kill him, but so I wanted to make sure that I killed him before he can move. If I thought that it might take 3 attacks to kill him, then I probably would have gone for Reposit. And right there, I was pretty surprised that the Hellion does one-hit KO the swordsman because I know they have some protection. I think that was a high roll probably. But and so one thing to note about the difference between the Siren dungeon and this dungeon is that the grave robber in that dungeon had Eldritch Hater, and this one does not. And I think the man at arms in this run has Eldritch Hater. I think I did a dungeon with him off screen, and he got Eldritch Hater in the meantime. So again, another surprise. Just that trinket coming through. The trinket doesn't raise my rate of surprise to surprise the enemy, but I guess, I don't know. I've just been getting a lot of surprises with it equipped, so I would highly recommend it. Saves so much damage, lets you get so much free damage. And we can see that I did kill 2 of their units before they could even move, and then I dodged both their attacks, so they didn't even get a turn. And then, yep, just wash, rinse, and repeat. This team's pretty good. I think the synergy's really nice, just because the Grave Robber debuffs their bleed. So then if the Hellion does, like let's say the Hellion, for whatever reason, can't one-hit KO someone, the Grave Robber and the Hellion can double up, and that'll be a for sure kill. Just because they're both the strongest units on the team, and then with the bleed that should finish off any remaining HP. Man at arms looking a little low on HP there. I think he just took some couple hits, which is interesting just because he hasn't even been marking himself with Reposit. I don't think I've had the opportunity to use it yet. I think there's been too many good combinations just to make sure that units are finished off rather than using Reposit. The last dungeon we used Reposit a lot, but this one not getting so much uses out of it. Nice dodge on the trap. That was really, really fortunate. I don't think I have any herbs, and I don't have any herbs. I was really low on gold going into this dungeon, just because off screen I tried some other level 5 dungeons and I went pretty bad. I lost a level 6 bounty hunter off screen, and then in order to heal everybody's stress and diseases and all that stuff, I lost a lot of gold. So I was pretty low on gold going into this. I think I bought like 2 shovels. I bought like 1 bandage, maybe 1 anti-venom, and then the rest on food and torches. Holly battle again. This is interesting. A mage without any swordfishes, but he can still buff them with the call for the deep. Right here. I remember this turn. So I healed my man at arms for 10, which was a lot. I thought. Especially for a level 1 heal, that's a lot of HP to heal. And then I was like, oh man, yes, 10 HP, so free. And then he goes and crits me for 10, and then the next one crits me for 7 with a bleed, and a crit bleed giving me 1 bleed for 5 turns rather than 3 turns like the regular. So I just go ahead and use a bandage just because it would do 5 damage overall, and I figured that that's worth the bandage. I'm not sure what the boss does, so I wasn't sure if I needed the bandages to cure any bleeds for that. So I wanted to save some bandages. Bandages are really useful. Usually Blight's pretty rare in this game as far as on the enemy side, but so that's why I didn't think that the boss would have it, because I know that they are a human sunken crew, and I just figured that they wouldn't cause Blight. And then just finishing it up, I think that was the first time we see my Grave Robber go for the pickaxe. It's only good against when you're trying to finish off the turn and there's enemy left in the front line. You could go for poison darts or you could go for pickaxe, and poison darts are only good against high protection units. You might as well use the pickaxe if they don't have high protection, because it does more immediate damage. And so right there, another room battle. You can see my torch is really low. I think it's on like 1% maybe. So crits are high, accuracy is very bad, and loot is increased. So trying to get that increased gold, just because like I said, I am low on gold. And I was pretty concerned. I was second thinking going for the Iron Swan, because I know that if it bleeds, has higher accuracy. So I thought I might leave the mage to the Gravekeeper, but I figured I might as well just go for it. I didn't think I would lose anything really, just going for it. I'm in a pretty good position. I think I'm camping after this. So I figured that I only had stuff to gain, and if I were to miss, it wouldn't be too bad. So right there, I'm just deciding what to do, just because I know the snail has high protection, and that the octopus guy does have high protection as well. So right here, I just go and finish off the snail, just because he's already down on 3 blight, and he has 3 HP left. So I just go ahead and double up on him with the Gravekeeper and the Vestal. Hit him for 2 with the 3 blight, so he's dead, because he has 5 HP. And then right here, just deciding what to go for, if I should defend or if I should reposit. I ended up going for the reposit just because I thought that the octopus might get 2 more turns, regardless of what I did. And right here is pretty ideal. He goes ahead and protects the snail, which is no problem because snails are, you just see it die right there. So he essentially just wasted his turn. He did raise his protection though, so he might get another turn, not sure. I thought he would get 2 more turns. We'll see right here. I think if I could have, I would have gone for the dagger in that case, just because I think dagger as opposed to blight would have done more damage. I think dagger could have done up to 6, and then the blight could have done, will only do 3. So I was just hoping for that high roll, but he did get moved to the front position, so I couldn't throw the dagger at him. Just hit him with the blight, and no problem because Man at Arms does get a crit to finish him off. Yeah, and then this was pretty funny. I get a scout right before the last room, so I confirmed that the boss is in that corner, like how I thought when we started off the dungeon. Pretty reassuring because you don't want to waste your camp, and then he's not here, and then you gotta crawl all the way across to the other side of the dungeon. But that's never happened. I think the bosses are always in the opposite corner. So just going for buffs mostly, just because my stress and my HP is pretty good. I think I went for 1 heal during camping. The buffs for the Hellion during camp are really good because, especially in boss battles, just because she can increase her damage against size 2 enemies. So then a lot of the bosses are size 2, and so you get plus 25% damage against them, and you get plus 10 accuracy regardless. So either way, it's a pretty good buff. It does take up 3 of your time, and time's pretty valuable when you camp. It's your only resource when you camp. So they're here just thinking who's stressed to heal. The Vestal did have lower stress. And we don't want her snapping, just because if she misses turns, then eventually my HP will just dwindle, and then no one will get heals, and then it'll be over. But I think in general, I just try to not let anybody snap, regardless if it's Vestal or if it's Hellion. Snapping it can lead to a domino effect where one person snaps, it causes stress on the next guy, and then they snap, and it causes stress on to the next guy, and they snap. I've seen it happen before, and but it doesn't look like that should be happening, just because I think all my guys are around 10 or less stress. So I know that it would take a lot for somebody to snap, and I don't think that should happen. The bosses I know is a sunken crew. That's all I know about them. I think that's what their name is called. And I'm not sure what they do. If they, like I said, I don't know if they cause bleed, blight. Do they mark or whatever? So just going into this battle pretty blind. So I see here that they are size 2 enemy, pretty happy about that, just because the Hellion will hit them for 25% more damage. He summons a dude right here, and I was thinking, I saw that they can immobilize one of your guys, so I knew that much about it, but I wasn't sure much else about that. I just knew that this guy, he will trap one of your guys. So since I do have the size 2 buff, figured I might as well just hit him for some damage. And then a lot of bosses, when they summon somebody, it's like 50-50. When they summon somebody, if that person will die when they die. I think there's only one boss who does that actually, and then the other bosses like the Necromancer and the Swine King, their buddies stay on the field after they die. So I wasn't sure what this anchor guy would do, but either way, I figured I might as well just hit the boss for big damage, just because I know that he's the priority, and he's looking pretty strong. He has higher HP, and he could probably summon another anchor if once I kill that one. So might as well just go ahead and hit the big boss for the damage. I think I'm gonna focus some blights on the anchor, just because I see he does have high protection. So then the Man at Arms really wouldn't do that much damage to him. And right here, that's the second time my Gravekeeper resisted that attack, so I'm not even sure what that does. It says I resist the movement, so I'm guessing it just shuffles my team. It's pretty annoying. So I go for the reposit here on the boss, just so that if I want my thinking here was if I need somebody to get immobilized, I don't want it to be the Hellion, because I want the Hellion to do the high damage on the boss. So my thinking was if I mark myself, then hopefully they'll target the man-at-arms over the Hellion. I didn't really care if the Hellion or the Grave Robber got immobilized, just because either way it'd be okay. I think the man-at-arms was my most expendable unit here, just as like the tanks, that's their job, you know, just to tank for damage. But we do see that the guy does throw the anchor at the Hellion. Very unfortunate. I thought going into the battle, I thought that it would completely immobilize your unit, and basically that you're going to be playing a man down. So that was yeah. And then it looks like it causes stress every turn. And now I'm just trying to decide what and also debuffs my Hellion. I think the was it the dodge and the speed. And then I think now that he threw his anchor, he doesn't have any protection. So you can hit him now for some high damage. Before I wouldn't have attacked him with the Vestal, just because the Vestal probably would have been no damage to him. But now that he's thrown his anchor, he doesn't have protection anymore. I think we did see the Hellion move already. So Hellion can move while she's immobilized. That's news to me. Good to know, just so that I can still keep hitting the big boss with the damage. And I thought I do use a bandage. I think he was bleeding for 5 total, so I figured that that's worth healing. And it looks like he doesn't even do that many bleeds. That poke attack seems to bleed, and I think I have enough bandages to cover all the pokes, just because it seems like my team is dodging them. I am doing the bolster to improve my dodge, and right here I go for the defend on the Hellion. I wasn't sure if I should or shouldn't. I think my thinking was I didn't want him to. We did see one of them can drink with. It's like drinking with the dead, and that causes stress. And we were seeing that my Hellion's taking stress every turn. So I really didn't want the Hellion to take stress every turn, and then they drink with her, and then it just causes more stress. So I had the Man-at-Arms Defender just in case that would happen, but it doesn't. But I figured it was worth covering. And he shuffles my team, brings the Vestal to the front. That's probably the worst possible position. It's probably the worst unit to move to the front, all the way 4 moves. Just because I'm not going to move the Vestal further. If they move the Gravekeeper, that's fine, just because Gravekeeper can attack from the back, and if she's in the front, she can Shadow Fade, which I do have equipped just for that scenario. If they push, and the Man-at-Arms, if they moved him, he can move twice per turn, so that wouldn't be bad either. So moving either the Hellion to the back or the Vestal to the front is the worst possible movement, and that's what they did. You go ahead and you see that they anchor me again. Not a problem, because it looks like the big boss is already on 10 damage, and I think he's blighted for some of that already. But you'll see here that I didn't realize it until like just now that he's healing himself every turn, not just his own turns, but I think he's healing himself for 2 on my turns as well. And then the blight, I think it was stacked for 8, but then I think that wore it off and it went down to like 3, and so now he's healing for 2 per turn, so I'm not really doing that much damage to him. I was expecting him to die on his own to the blight, but I think I miscounted, and now it's making my healing snap or stressed out, because I was hoping to finish this guy off before the stress got too much. But it looks like, and so right here what I'm trying to decide, I don't know if I should go for the kill on the anchor guy, or if I should try to finish the boss off, because like I said, I don't know if the anchor is going to disappear once you kill the boss, and so I figured you might as well just kill the boss anyway. But he's just he's too strong. You can't finish him off. His protection's too good. I probably should have just gone for the kill, for the hits on the anchor. And right here, my Hellion does snap, but thankfully she invigorates herself and becomes focused or whatever, healing herself of a lot of that stress and not getting into danger. It would have been really bad for that to happen at the end of the fight, and then potentially they could have stacked some stress on another unit. And there we go. And then Grave Robber just finishes him off with the dagger. I used the dagger over the blight because he was already low on HP, and I think the dagger struck for 13. It was really, really strong. Wasn't expecting that. Probably should have been using more daggers instead of blights. Just because blight, it only stacks up to a certain amount. And yeah, that's it. That was the sunken party. They were, I guess, some dead guys that drowned, and now their evil spirits plague the waters, so that was pretty cool. It was pretty interesting. Typical Darkest Dungeon sort of scenario. Yeah, pretty fun boss battle. I think now that we know that stress is a huge part of that battle, and that he's a size 2, we could probably bring either a Jester or a Houndmaster just to heal some of the stress. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think of the Cove so far, and I'll see you all later.